Hello, and welcome back to Belmont Bunch. Today we're talking about the 9th consecutive Islander loss. Let's give it up for game number 9! Game 5 at UBS. They're 0-4-1. They had a little bit more of the roster available tonight. Bailey, Lee, Pelech. So that was good. The choice not to play Aho, very interesting. It didn't really come back to bite them. Winston, excuse me. Fuck off. It didn't really come back to bite them tonight because they actually held up defensively all right, although that could just be due to Ilya Sorokin playing really, really well. Anyway, the Islanders started this off with their first lead at UBS Arena. That was with the Matt Barzal snipe. We saw it a bunch of times last year. It was kind of similar to that, just a little bit less stick handling through the zone. Excellent goal from Barzal. Great just to get the crowd going in a home game. Finally. Are you okay? Give me the ball. Stop making so much noise. Not great. Not great would be the Islanders immediately giving a goal right back. Kind of just flat-footed watching Nick Bonino tip one in. Score tied at 1 after 1. And, it hurts for them to get their first goal at UBS. Their first lead at UBS. And then to kind of, piss it away pretty quickly. Second period was fine. Sorokin had to kind of stand on his head a little bit. Had a sequence where he made 3 saves, sprawled out on the ice. And then the fourth one, it was a combination, I think, of Green and Dobson that kept it out. So the Islanders survived that. The Islanders at least looking more creative on offense tonight, which makes sense when you have more of your roster available. And Anders Lee almost had an unbelievable goal. But Josh Bailey just looks like he's done. And, in the offseason, I defended him because I thought he still had something. He had a lot of points in the playoffs last year. But, it's possible he just got a lot of secondary assists and just kind of stat padded because he looks horrible. And that was before COVID. So that is not an effect of that. So pretty frustrating to see Josh Bailey just basically look like he's done. And there was a sequence in the third period tonight where the Isles had a 3-on-2. It was the whole first line. It was Lee, then it was Barzal over to Bailey, and Bailey just backhanded pass to no one. Give me the ball. Backhanded pass to no one. He just looks horrible. Thank God Lee looks all right because the contracts are going to start to look really bad. Pajot's is starting to look horrible. We'll get to Pajot. Pajot didn't look great in this game. He took a penalty. Lack of discipline in the second period. You get Pajot skating into the goalie. You get Parise flipping a puck out of play. These are guys that, it's not the COVID, it's not the emergency call-ups that are, making the huge mistakes right now. It's the veterans. It's the guys that you thought would come in and provide leadership and be, mainstays. And it's just, we're getting to the point with Parise where he's starting to not even play well. So he was playing well and then just not scoring. Now we're at the point where he's just not playing well and he's got a boneheaded penalty and actively hurting the team. At points tonight, they had a line of Palmieri, Pajot, and Parise, and it's just the snake-bitten line. Although, like I said, maybe not snake-bitten. Maybe they're just not good anymore. I think that's more likely of Parise than the other guys, but Palmieri seems to be struggling to stay upright, skating on the ice. He had a play tonight in the third period where just him and the puck behind the net, and he fell along the boards. Something I would do playing hockey. And the Isles do get to OT. There was a sequence where Sorokin made a stop on a shot from center ice that took a crazy bounce. Sorokin was excellent tonight. He continues to be excellent. I think it's time that Sorokin is just the guy. And, if the Islanders continue in this way, and I forgot to put the records up, the Isles are 5-10-2 now, I think. And the Metro's giving them a chance. The Metro's not playing well right now. A bunch of losses tonight. But the Islanders, they got a lot of games in hand, but I just have no confidence based on their play. And it's not, like I said, not the guys that just got called up. It's the veterans that should be playing better and leading this team. And just not impressive in the slightest. And Pelech was generally good tonight. I guess we'll talk about the overtime now. Beauvillier, it starts with the game-winning goal for the Sharks starts with Beauvillier lobbing a puck at the net like 40 miles an hour. Do not understand that. That is not a good play. In overtime, possession's so important that you're willing to just take the puck out of your own zone. You're willing to pass it back to your goalie. I do not understand throwing a puck on net with no net front presence, with nothing, to obstruct the goalie's view, and it just goes to the corner. And then Beauvillier compounds it. Now you get a board battle lost by Pajot, but you also get Beauvillier stepping when he shouldn't step. Obviously, that's he looks like a forward because he is a forward stepping into what usually on 5-on-5 would be a D-man spot, and oversteps. It's a 2-on-1 going the other way, and so now we get the culmination of all three guys not doing great. Where Pelech, there's not much he can do on the initial pass from the 2-on-1. He's not able to flip, knock it out of midair. But he overskates it as Meier fails to tuck it past Sorokin. Meier's able to spin and throw it back in front. And here it's a combination of Pelech not being ready, and I think more so Beauvillier with his third error on this goal. So he had throwing it on the net and losing possession, stepping up when he shouldn't have, and then not getting in on the back check. And those are things that I'm not used to Beauvillier sucking at. But Beauvillier, who generally I think has been one of the better guys, but that's not saying a lot, kind of cost us a game here. Cost us a point. So the Isles, no power plays in this game, thank God. 3 for 3 on the kill. Second period was spent pretty much all on the kill. Thankfully, they survived. Sorokin was great. And the PK. Couple things I noticed tonight, just generally, not just for the PK. Not able to get the puck out. Very often getting into the line and then failing to get in any further. And also the D-men in the offensive zone. Now, there was more creativity than usual tonight, than usual for this season from the forwards. That's something to see. That's nice. But the D-men are just kind of throwing it softly towards the net, and it gets blocked every time. And they're doing that play where they're looking for the tip and they're shooting purposely wide. Right? Look, we're struggling so much to score. You just got to put it towards the net and hope for a deflection at this point. And I don't know. It's hard to say just get better, but they need to get better at finding those shooting lanes. And currently, not a lot of the guys on the team have that instinct. I'd like to see Salo back. I don't know if he adds that in particular, but Salo, I trusted a lot more than Aho, and I continue to feel that way. And Andy Green has been a shot-blocking monster, so, I think he's secure. Chara has to sit. Aho probably has to go back down and be good for Bridgeport, because that's what he is. He's a good AHL offensive defenseman. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. The Islanders' season continues to kind of slip away. And now you're starting to look towards who's showing you something and who's not. And we'll probably talk about that midweek for our podcast episode. But that's the end of the video. We'll see you next time. If you look at the link in the description, we have the audio version of this podcast on Spotify and Apple. And we'll see you next time on Belmont Bunch.